like say, SkyBodyEquations is back with another video of fertilizer. So today, I'm shooting season 1, episode 6. You know the vibes.
What's up? So today I'm super excited. We are on our way to be spending the day with Mr. MJ.
You know the vibes of it. So this guy has competed internationally and locally. So that guy basically, he's a beast of it. He's a beast of it. So he's a bodybuilder and all the stuff. So you want to understand how he wins all those competitions and how he takes it every single day. So I'm going to let's get into it. Let's go.
We're expecting. Sales man.
You can see. I've been expecting you guys since.
See, you're watching something.
Yeah, some motivation before I hit the gym.
Okay. Oh, so that's what you do every.
Yeah, just to get some motivation.
Okay.
After gym. That's what I want every month.
Every month.
Yeah, I play this. Some bodybuilding motivation. Keep me going.
Yeah. So take us through your morning routine.
Okay. My morning routine goes like, okay, I wake up, bath, I have breakfast, then I have my oats, and I'm gonna have oats on me every day. I don't cook my oats. I just keep it soft, boil water, and leave it there for about 5-10 minutes. Then no sugar.
Okay. So you wanna prepare it now?
Yeah, we can.
Let's see. Let's do that.
Alright, so this is basically what I ate in the morning. Then oats. That's it. And then I also have my daily vitamins. Okay. And then I take pre-workout before gym. That's how my morning goes. It's just simple oats. And then I don't cook it, I just pour it, soak it with boiling water. And then take one of my vitamins together with the pre-workout 30 minutes before gym. So I normally eat 30 minutes before gym on weekends. So during the week I just have my oats and then I'm off to work. But since it's Saturday, I take my oats and then pre-workout, the daily vitamins. Then I'm off to gym and then unable to keep me going. That's it. And then I have the water. Then I soak my oats for about 5 minutes. Now I can take my vitamins. Then prepare my pre-workout. This is the strongest one, so I basically take about half of this, because if I take the full one I hardly sleep, so it's only half or either a quarter of this teaspoon there. Get some water. Then I'm ready to go.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Fearless.
So, how was the session?
It was so extreme. Even teared my muscle here. And then give weekend. And then give weekend. This is the nonsense I eat on a daily basis. This will be my post workout for today. And then before this, this is the creatine. It's not for me, it's for gym. Then before gym, I drank this. It's a Venom pre-workout for energy and everything. I always have it in my house. Very useful. But for now, I'm gonna have 2 scoops of whey protein as my post workout. Which is this? This is what I drink after my session. Right. And then we add 1 scoop of creatine for him, not for me. I use to measure my food, it's a food scale. You can get it anywhere. So, and then I normally have my fats from my avocados. I normally have 1, maybe half in the morning or maybe before bed. And then okay, my protein, eggs. I always buy my eggs. And then your chicken breast, this is a part of proteins. And then another chicken breast. And then here you have your broccoli. And then the spinach, I use the baby spinach, of which I don't cook. I eat it raw. I just watch it and then I eat it raw. This is another part of the spinach. And then every day before I sleep, I normally have half of the pineapple. So for me it helps with what, boosting metabolism, boosting digestion. And then I had some people saying it's a natural fat burner, so it also helps me a lot. And then this is the sleep for today. For only this, I spent that around 1,205, and then only this will last me around maybe roughly about 8 days.
8 days.
Yes, 8 days, except the eggs. All this is maybe a matter of a week or 8 days, and then the eggs it normally last about 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
So what are your substitute for when maybe let's say you can't afford to get it?
I use, okay, I also have the sweet potatoes, and then for the rice I use the long grain basmati rice, and then what else? Okay, I used to eat the brown rice, but I don't know, I will see it during the off season. And then for your fat, I mentioned your cooking spray. If I want my eggs, maybe to scrambled eggs. That's basically it. That's my food. Again, I have my whey protein. To add my daily protein and carbs intake, I use the prime whey from TNT. So that's just me. And then at times when I feel bored, I also drink some coffee in the morning and then late in the afternoon. No sugar, obviously. That's my boring lifestyle. I eat every 2 hours. So my first meal is at 10 o'clock. Of what I take, it's basically your rice and chicken breast all boiled, and then you have rice and chicken breast. Okay, it's your fish here, and then my third meal, it's just your sweet potatoes and fish. And the last one, I have my potatoes, my rice, and then my green peas. That's my meals for the day. I eat every 2 hours. That means my first meal is gonna be at 8, and then second meal at 10, other one at 12, 2, 4, and then 6. Yeah, and then I snack before I sleep. I normally have, before I sleep, I normally have my banana, and then post workout, and then before I sleep, I normally use 1 scoop of whey protein before bed, and then 2 scoops of whey protein post workout for recovery. That's what I have for the day.
So take us back to the day when you started fitness. Take us to that day when you decided that I want to do this.
Oh, it was, if I remember, while I was doing grade 9, and then okay, 4 were 6 in a group with my friends, and then 4 of my friends came back on school on Monday with the pains that you experience when you're starting gym and everything. So I was like, okay, what happened? I said, okay, we started gymming and everything, so the pains of my foot. I was like, I want to experience the pain as well, so because we are friends, that influence. So that's how I started, and then I never stopped. They did. They started a group dancing, and then carried on training up until grade 9, grade 10. I was still training, but not so extremely. I was not so experienced, not knowing what I was doing. Just training chest every day, training biceps every day, maybe some shoulder sometimes. And then grade 10, December, I got my own weight now. At my own weight, one of my friends from home gave them to me, so I started training with my friends because Tao, one of the guys, is now driving trucks. And then bought a bodybuilding magazine that I saw in a pharmacy, and I started reading about bodybuilding. The first guy that I saw in that magazine was Dexter Jackson, and I was like, okay, I want to be that guy. I kept pushing, doing my research, reading your Men's Health, your Muscular Development magazine, up until I finished my matric, and then I went to Secunda. Now I discovered what bodybuilding. The guys were competing. They normally have the sports weekend once a year. So sponsored by Saso. So those guys were competing, and then I had few friends that I was training with who were competing as well. So I was like, okay, let me just give it a shot in the long run. I was not ready by then. I was still not so confident enough, not knowing the posings and everything. I started watching your videos, and then your Mr. Olympia, being exposed to Mr. Olympia videos. Seeing your Kai Greens, Phil 8, Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman. And then I went to University of Limpopo. That's where I started. I can say I started competing.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it was 2015 back then. So 2015 I got exposed to the shows where we normally did a provincial and intermediate show in Pretoria. We traveled from Limpopo to Pretoria to compete. So okay. So that means if I want to do bodybuilding, I must move to Pretoria. I made an excuse. I applied the TUT because I wanted to get closer to where, like, the sports is, where everyone is. I was doing bodybuilding is helping, you know. So I moved to Pretoria, and then started training. It was 2016. Then later that year, okay, I did my first show come May, which was a Pretoria Classic 2017. Now I was getting a medal. That was okay. Well, I get on my walls. At least I'm getting something, I'm getting someone. It was your motivation, daily motivation. And then I did so many shows like that. 2017, 2018 I only did the Abusas. And then 2019, that was the year that now I had a little bit of experience when it comes to your diet, how to train, being exposed to everything. So, I did about 11 or 12 shows in 2019, of which almost all of them I placed well. It was only one show, which was around September. It was Gauteng Provincials, IFBB, where I got 6th position. So I was like, okay. And then 2019 again was the year where I went to compete in Korea, your international Mr. Universe. After winning your IFB intermediate show in April, winning your Pretoria Classic in May, qualifying for Korea. And then I went to Korea, I came back, competed for the losers. And then went to Orlando. There was a show, a development show by some other guy in Orlando. So then went to Bloemfontein for Bloem Classic.
No, you've competed.
You need provincials in Mpumalanga. I won that one, and then another one was your nationals in again Pretoria, and then I qualified to go and compete in Mexico.
Oh.
So for that one, lack of funding, no money, I didn't get enough money to get my visa on time to go and try and compete in Mexico. And then there was another show later that year in India. Same thing applies, no funding, no money. So. Then 2020, because on 2020 I thought, okay, I'll do better in 2020. So 2020 Corona happened.
Yeah.
And then it's only this year that, earlier this year I competed in Nelspruit IPFL. It was my first time competing in the IPFL. So I just went there to support the guy who was hosting the show. I was not ready, not prepared enough. It's only now that I'm preparing for the WFF championships in November in Bloemfontein. Hoping to do well.
Wish you all the best.
Yes. So that's basically me looking forward. I'm not planning to retire anytime soon or either to stop anytime soon. So maybe 50 years will do.
Okay. So let's dive into nutrition. How's your nutrition? What challenges do you face? Cheat meals and diet. The world of diet is different.
The only challenge now I face is finance. That's all I can say. Because when you prep, the food that you eat, it's exclusive and expensive. Same as the sport alone. So when it comes to finance, those are the challenges okay, you have to prepare. It needs money. Prepare for a show, to buy your body tents that are expensive. It's money. To compete, you have to pay your registration fee and affiliation fee. Of which it's around what, 600, maybe 500, depending on the federation. So it's basically finance. Those are the challenges that I experience. When it comes to diet, it's just a matter of discipline. So that's it. My advice for someone who wants to maybe to pursue bodybuilding or to try and compete through bodybuilding. Okay, I would say if they are determined to do it, it's open to anyone. There are no restrictions, and then they can start by doing their research at first, because some people always having like your negative kind of image when it comes to bodybuilding. They think when you are doing bodybuilding, there are drugs involved here and there. There are natural federations that are out there. It's not everyone who's doping, who's using the drugs to get that huge kind of size. And then for the young guys who are starting in the gym, because you've seen young boys asking me, what are you using? And then would say, okay, I'm using this and that. I'm eating this kind of meals, and then they say, okay, me, I want to grow within a month. I want to be this huge. Which kind of steroids would you recommend? I always say to those guys, okay, for me, I would say, try to push yourself naturally and see where your body can take you, naturally so. Before getting involved with drugs and everything, things that you don't understand, or what are the side effects that you will have in the long run. So if they want to pursue the career in bodybuilding, or maybe the sport alone as bodybuilding, they should just start naturally and then see where it goes, where it takes them, as much as I did.
So MG, thanks for having us in your home, and letting us spend the day with you. So we learned like a lot via the fitness things and everything. So maybe I also do the gym, so thanks for having us today, and just spending the day with you. It was like it was nice. Thanks.
Thanks also for coming over. We arrived very late, and a little bit of injury, but it's nothing else out in a week or so. And then thanks for the exposure. Don't let's hope this doesn't end with me. We should also go out there, expose also the guys who are trying to show out their hard work through bodybuilding, to pursue their career, and then who are involved in the sport of bodybuilding.
We're gonna do the exposure. You know us.
Fana video.
Tango. So yeah,
Fish bowl.
you know the vibe. So yeah.
Till next time, guys.
So yeah, Bafetu, this is the end of the day. We really enjoyed our day with MJ, as you all guys saw. So make sure you listen to what this guy's gonna say right now. It's very important. So yeah.
Yeah guys, so make sure that you like and subscribe, then comment down below what was your key takeaway from this video, because the best comment will win a t-shirt, a customized SBE t-shirt. It will be delivered to you.
You know the vibe. So you share everything. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment what was your key take from this video. So let's do it. You know the vibes. Achoo!